and take your quiz.
Can we do S.O.P?
For this one, no. SOP is only on tests.
We got kicked, as in me and Lance. We got kicked from Zoom.
That's fine.
So are we taking a quiz?
Yes, it's on Portal. It's on Portal, Lance. Your brother told me you guys got kicked. So the quiz is on
Yeah.
Portal. The link is there.
Do we need scanner or not?
Not answering that question. Yubin, roughly how much time do you have left?
1 minute and 30 seconds.
About a minute and a half left. Okay, thank you. All right, so you guys ready to go over it? Who's still working on it? Okay. Leave Zoom and come back when you're done. All right, so gonna pause. All right, so we just finished going over the quiz. Who's gonna be in charge? Dylan, do me a favor. I might go over, so if you can, keep me on time. Okay. All right, thanks. All right, so make a new project, make a new class, call it while loops. All right. So as I was saying, some of you will remember this from last year. Okay, every for loop can be written as a while loop. Not every while loop can be written as a for loop. So let's start off by just making a standard for loop, okay? For int j equals 0. J is less than 5, j plus plus. All right. Okay, Will, what is this loop gonna do?
It's gonna repeat 5 times.
What's it gonna do though?
Oh, it's gonna print out hello 5 times.
Bingo, it's gonna print hello 5 times, okay? So now, let's see. Gary, what type of variable is j?
Integer.
Huh? That's not what I mean.
Oh, shit.
Come on, starts with an L.
Pass.
Yubin, what type of variable is this?
Local.
Local variable. Okay, Gary, going back to you. Now what type of variable is this?
Oh, global.
Bingo. Remember your terminology, guys, global and local, all right? So for right now, what we're going to do is so this loop right here, okay? This just prints out hello 5 times, all right? Uses a local, uses a conditional statement. So step 1, step 2, if step 2 is correct, we go in and we run our code, which is step 3. And then last we do step 4, which is our step expression, okay? I'm going to now make this a block comment, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to now rewrite this code using a while loop, okay? Now a while loop is a little bit more, como se dice? A while loop is a little bit more chronological, okay? I'm gonna say int j equals 0. Now a while loop more often than not will use a global variable, okay? A while loop will almost always use a global variable, okay? Then, so that is step 1, okay? So this is our first step, okay? Our second step, while j is less than 5, okay? So this is our step 2. Now, it's a little bit more chronological, and a lot of my students actually like using while loops a little more than for loops, and that's okay. So when you get into it, whatever your user preference is, perfectly fine. The one thing I do ask, believe it or not, I'm very good at associating which student likes to use which loops. So if you do like using while loops more in the future, just give me a heads up. Like, hey, Marty, just give me a heads up. I like while loops. I'll probably use them more often, and I'll associate with you. And believe it or not, that switches my brain really quickly when it comes to grading, okay? So this one's easy. Step 1, step 2. If step 2 is true, obviously we go into and run our code. But if it's not, we can just immediately go to here, okay? So we're gonna say sysout, and we're going to say hello. And then more importantly, we're going to say j++. Now notice the incrementation is inside the loop, okay? Step 3 and step 4, all right? The incrementation is inside, all right? Now, great, perfect, et cetera, et cetera. This is wonderful, okay? So now if I run this, this prints out hello 5 times, okay? It's a little bit cleaner, it's a little bit better, all right? However, okay, let's say, for example, a lot of times you're not really going to use a conditional expression. You will, it's not uncommon. I'd say it's 50-50, okay? 50-50 you'll use this, but more often than not, you will see something like this. Okay, you will see something like this, all right? Now, theoretically, how long will this run?
Forever.
Forever, okay? So if I run this, take a look. My computer's going nuts, okay? It is an infinite loop, all right? And we do that on purpose, okay? A lot of times, while statements will run as long as a condition is true. So let's say, for example, we want the user to import numbers. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep adding these numbers to each other until the user types in 0, okay? So there's 2 ways we can do this. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import my scanners. I'm gonna create a scanner right here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so is it okay if I delete this? Jay, is that all right, guys? Are we good? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the user, okay? Again, I'm gonna add up all the numbers until they type in 0, okay? So I'm adding something up. What do I need?
A sum variable.
Very good. So we're just gonna call this sum equals 0. Good job. Again, guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm being honest with you. On the AP, just get this in your head. You will have an AP portion because usually what they do with the FRQs is they break them down into portions A and B. Literally, this will be all of an A or all of a B. You will get 3 points just for knowing you got to cycle through something and how to cycle through it. Okay. So int sum equals 0. All right. So then what I'll do is I'm going to say enter a number. 0 stops me. Okay. So what I'm going to do is so what's going to happen is I'm going to say int new num equals kb.nextInt. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say sum plus equals new num. So what is happening is when I run this, okay, enter a number 4, 6, 19, 21, 45. This is great. Okay, this is great. This means our loop is running. Do you guys see any problems with the program? This is how a while loop works. Now, the thing with a while loop, though, in cases like this with the 0, the important part is getting out of the loop. Okay. Now, there is 2 keywords that I want us to use. So the logical thing to do is this. If, okay, new num equals 0. All right. And again, I want to do this after I've added and I've done my sum. So if new num equals 0, there's 2 things that I can do. Okay. 1, I can say run equals false. So now I can say 9, 5, 76, 0. It is stopped. Or I could use a keyword. Okay. And that keyword is break does exactly what's implied. Now you've been introduced to break with a switch case. Okay. But in this instance, a break completely stops or breaks out of the loop. Okay. More often than not, you will use breaks. 34, 65, 9, 0. Okay. Breaks you out of the loop. Okay. What if I said I won't add multiples of 5? Okay. I won't add multiples of 5. Okay. Now, in terms of multiples, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a modification here. Okay. All right. If new num is equal to 0. Now what we're going to do is this. Before we add, we are going to say if new num modular 5 is equal to 0. Okay.
Isn't it does not equal 0?
No.
I mean, you could do, okay.
If new num, okay, why is this giving me new? Oh, there it is. Okay, if new num modular 5 is equal to 0. Okay, continue is very important. Now, break and continue can be used in for loops. I just like to be able to introduce them in while loops. Okay, now continue basically means stop right here. Don't do anything else and just go back up and run the loop again. Okay. So if you hit a continue, skip. It's almost like saying, okay, the loop stopped here. You haven't broke out of it, but go back and rerun it again. Start over. Okay. And you'll notice that I only add if it's not a multiple of 5. Okay. So in this case, if new num modular 5 equals 0, And just to make sure, and new num, just sometimes because a 0 modular 5 is equal to 0. So if I leave it that way, it will never terminate. So I just want to make sure is not equal to 0. Okay, so that just basically I'm hedging my bets because 0 modular 5 is what? 0, which means it would never get to here. So I'm putting in a checker to make sure. Okay, just making sure that it's multiple of 5 and it's not 0. Because if it is 0, it's not going to run this. It'll go down and it'll break. Okay, so now I run this, enter a new number. Let's say 10, 24. Actually, you know what? Let's print it out so that we can also see. Okay, so right now let's, oh, come on, what did I miss? Oh, geez, that's right. Okay, let's do it here. We'll print it out. That will be the last thing we do. We'll print out the new number and then hit break. Okay, so 20, 30, 0. What should print out?
0.
0. Perfect, because they're modulos of 5. Okay. 21, 14, 5. What should print out if I hit 0?
0.
35. Who said 0?
No, the problem with it is that you're printing out new num.
Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. You're right, sorry. Good. Thanks for that, Ian. Good job. Good Kenai. Okay, so 21, 14, 5. What should print out if I hit 0 now?
35.
40.
35. Okay.
I'll show.
Now, if you notice again with the while loop, all right? The while loop, I have conditionals that actually terminate the loop. This is what's important, okay? All right. Now, how am I doing on time, Dylan?
Still got 6 minutes.
Okay, good. So that is what is important in terms of while loops. While loops are, as you can see, you can have a little bit more fun with while loops because the downside with a for loop is you have a set amount of times that you have to predetermine. A while loop, you can just keep going and just keep running it until they've terminated, they've hit that terminating statement. And if you don't have a terminating statement, they can keep going. This is great for like guessing games, numerical games, things like that, hang map, et cetera, where it doesn't matter what the letters are, all right? So that is the while loop, all right? Does anybody have any questions regarding the while loop? Now, in terms of a quiz, okay, you should be able to rewrite a while loop as a for loop if possible, and a for loop as a while loop, okay? If I ever tell you write a while loop as a for loop, listen to this right off the bat. If I ever give you a question where it says rewrite this while loop as a for loop, it can be done. I'm not going to give you an instance where it can't be done, okay? So it'll be something like where if I did this. Okay. Could you rewrite that as a for loop? That's what I'm looking at. Okay, that's what I want you guys to do. All right. So that little section right there, that can easily be written as rewritten as a while loop. So that's what I want you guys to do. Okay. So that is it for today. That is the while loop. Now again, all right. Okay, the thing that I want you guys to know is that it is, what's it called? While loops, they're going to be a little bit more difficult, okay, than for loops sometimes. The problems will be a little bit harder. Your homework is online, okay? Now, in terms of your test, as I told you guys, your test is going to be okay? So what I decided is it's going to be next Tuesday, the 13th. This gives us literally 3 more days gives us 3 more days to get everything ready to go, have our loops down, review everything, do some practice assignments, learn some new techniques, deal with break, go over some things, and then have your test. Okay. This test will be difficult. Okay. It's probably going to be anywhere between 12 and 15 multiple choice only, and then 1 free response. Okay. Possibly 2 small free responses. Okay. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? All right. International students. Who's my international students? You've been. Are you the only one in this class besides Alan? Who comes? Yes.
Eleanor.
Huh?
Eleanor.
Oh, and Eleanor as well. So Euban, what is a decent time for you on our end for a review session? I'm asking this of all the international students so that you can actually get some sleep and not feel like you have to wake up at 2 a.m. just to do this crap.
Well, I'm going back to the States
Oh, when?
this weekend.
Oh, nice. Welcome back. All right. Bulgogi for everyone. Okay. So this weekend, all right, so what, did you get a visa? Were you allowed to come back?
What? Okay. I
don't know what's going on. Is it our country that's doing rules and stuff like that?
No, I left.
You just left on purpose?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Are you an international student? Or do you normally live in the United States?
No, I'm not on the visa, so I'm fine.
Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, don't get mad at me. It's all about a
I'm
learn.
not gonna-
Look at how angry you are. Ian, shut up. All right, so that means hands up. All right. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me.